This module is where you find out whether everything I've told you until now actually works. As a rule, I have to say, the smart money will normally bet against me, but this just might be my turn to get things right. We've got 3 goals for this final module. We'll create a new user who will be part of an IAM group that has an appropriate access policy. We'll then assign the user access keys. Next, we'll create a fully functioning static website within an S3 bucket. And finally, I'll show you how to build a secure multi-tier application stack. And you won't need to cheat even once by using the AWS browser console. You already know that for security considerations, you should lock down your AWS account root user and create IAM users to perform day-to-day administration operations. You might also know that giving fine-tuned permissions to IAM groups and then associating individual users with those groups can be a much more efficient way to manage growing teams of administrators. Let's imagine that Mike is a developer working on a web app for your organization. To get his job done properly, he's going to need access to the EC2 servers that you're using to test and deliver your app. You could give Mike full account access, but that's never a good idea as it goes against the principle of least privilege. But even assigning him only the permissions he really needs can be inefficient, since you'd have to repeat the process manually for each member of your team requiring similar access. The best choice is to create an IAM group, attach a policy giving group members just the permissions they'll need, and then signing Mike up as a group member in good standing. We'll begin by using IAM create user to create the user Mike. If you need that user ID information again later, you can display it using the get user command. If we stop there, however, Mike still won't have any way of signing into his account. We could create console login credentials for him some other time, but right now I only care about giving him a way to access the AWS account resources using the AWS CLI. For that, he'll need an access key. Running list access keys against Mike's account shows us that none exist yet. I guess that means we'll need to do it ourselves. Pause the video for a moment and try to guess the IAM command that'll do that. Did you guess create access key? AWS did a good job making their syntax naming conventions as intuitive as possible, so create access key it is. By now you should expect that you can identify which user we're talking about through the user name parameter. Here's the new key. Just the way it works in the console. Make sure you carefully store this key right now, as you won't get a second look at it. You'll have to find a secure way to transfer this key data to Mike so we can use it to configure his CLI. Spoiler alert, email is not a secure way to transfer anything. By the way, you should never ever expose an access key the way I'm doing here in this video. In my case, of course, the key, and the user Mike too for that matter, will be long deleted by the time anyone sees this. With Mike all set up, it's time to create a group. Who wants to tell me the command syntax to do that? What's that you say? Create group? Nailed it. Now we'll need at least one parameter to tell IAM what name to give the group, and that'll be group name. I'll call the group admins. How do we define the group permissions? Well, we could create our own JSON formatted policy document and attach it to the group, but since our goals are fairly straightforward, we can do it much quicker without needing to reinvent the wheel or anything tiresome like that. List policies will return descriptions of all the hundreds of official AWS-maintained IAM policies available in my default AWS region. The thing is that there are a whole lot of them, so I'll use a little bash and grep magic to filter results to only those policies that include the words Amazon EC2 and access. After all, what are we after here? We want to give our group members full access to all our EC2 resources. This Amazon EC2 full access policy should do us proud. I'll just copy the policy's ARN. What command will attach the policy? You got it. Attach group policy. We'll need 2 parameters, the policy ARN we just copied, and the group name we want to give that policy. One more step and we're done. I'll need to add my good friend Mike to the admins group. The appropriate command? Add user to group. It's just too easy, isn't it? The 2 parameters are group name and username. I'll leave testing this in your hands. You can use Mike's credentials, or at least your version of Mike's credentials, to, say, create an EC2 security group. Something, by the way, that I'll show you how to do in just a short while. Find this useful? Why not follow the link in the description and head over to view the complete course on Pluralsight. And of course, for even more technology goodness, don't forget to subscribe to this channel.